what me and Aaron have, is very healthy and it's very gentle. It's very soft and it's very kind and it's very sweet and it's very warm and it's one of the best feelings that I've ever had.
I'm sorry, we knew it was gonna happen. You don't think what's gonna happen. Y'all didn't know. Teyana Taylor and Pierre, they called it quick. I guess he couldn't.
Iman Shumpert is asking for Teyana Taylor to be held in criminal contempt of court and to be thrown in jail for 20 days.
Okay, now y'all going too far. Come on, Iman. For what?
Well, this is what. So he's basically saying that when Teyana Taylor spoke out, remember we reported in the room about the divorce agreement that.
Oh my goodness, I'm so happy you asked. Teyana Taylor winning that Golden Globe is the same reason why Halle Berry is the only Black woman, or one of the few Black women, with a Best Actress Oscar. Halle Berry won for Monsters Ball, and the theory behind why she won is the fact that she was a Black woman being fetishized by a white man with a father. Teyana Taylor's character in One Battle After Another is basically...
It started the way so many modern controversies do, with a notification that felt small in the moment but detonated seconds later. A tag, a trending topic, a name stitched to another name in a way that made people pause mid-scroll. Within hours, 3 public figures were orbiting the same digital storm: Iman Shumpert, Aaron Pierre, and at the center of it all, Teyana Taylor. At first, it looked like background noise, a few speculative blog posts, some cryptic tweets, blurry screenshots, passed around like coded evidence. But then the narrative machine locked in. And once the machine starts turning, it really waits for confirmation. It feeds on suggestion. It thrives on ambiguity. It accelerates with emotion. The whispers began with Teyana, a public appearance that felt to some deliberate. A caption that fans dissected as if it were encrypted. A photograph interpreted as symbolism rather than simply style. It didn't take long before Aaron Pierre's name entered the conversation, and when it did, the tone shifted. Because now it wasn't just about vague speculation. It was about connection, timing, possibility, and looming in the background, silent but deeply relevant, was Iman. To understand why the moment felt explosive, you have to remember the history. Iman and Teyana were never just another celebrity couple. They were, for a time, a cultural reference point. Their chemistry appeared effortless. Their interviews were playful, teasing, layered with inside jokes. Their family life, at least the version shared publicly, felt vibrant and creative. They didn't just present romance. They presented partnership, collaboration, a shared artistic universe. When news of their separation became public, it wasn't messy. There were no public screaming matches, no exposed text threads, no dramatic interviews. The language used was calm, respectful, measured. They emphasized co-parenting, growth, evolution. It was, on the surface, mature. And yet, something shifted in the collective imagination. Fans don't just consume celebrity love. Stories, they invest in them. They project onto them. They archive moments and rewatch interviews like chapters in a favorite novel. So even when a breakup is handled quietly, it still leaves an emotional residue. The audience doesn't simply move on because the statement was polite. That's why. When Aaron Pierre's name began trending alongside Teyana's, it didn't feel neutral. For some, it symbolized a new chapter, exciting, fresh, forward-moving. For others, it felt abrupt, too fast. Too layered with unresolved emotion they hadn't processed themselves. Then came the rumor that turned speculation into frenzy: pregnancy. There was no official announcement, no confirmed source. Just inference. An outfit interpreted as concealment. A glow interpreted as confirmation. Anonymous comments claiming insider knowledge. The word baby attached itself to the narrative, and suddenly restraint disappeared. Romance rumors are one thing. Baby rumors are another. They feel permanent, transformative, irreversible. Timelines flooded. Reaction videos multiplied. Entire threads formed in real time. People debated hypothetical futures built on unverified premises. Brand alignments were analyzed. Old interviews resurfaced. Every prior quote about family or love was dragged back into the present and reframed. And all eyes turned to Iman. Would he react? Would he post something cryptic? Would he deny, confirm, defend, or distance himself? At first, there was nothing. Unusual, a workout clip, a studio moment, a family-centered post. But in a climate of heightened speculation, normalcy becomes suspicious, silence becomes strategic, an emoji becomes a thesis. A lyric he shared, was it commentary? A caption about growth, was it subtle shade? Fans slowed his videos down. Frame by frame, they compared timestamps. They constructed timelines that felt airtight despite being built on assumption. But perception moves faster than intention. When Iman finally addressed the swirling narrative, he didn't erupt. He didn't livestream an emotional rant. He didn't deliver veiled accusations. Instead, he spoke in a controlled, deliberate tone. He emphasized co-parenting, respect, privacy. He made it clear that protecting his children and maintaining peace mattered more than feeding internet speculation. That response divided audiences almost instantly. Some praised him. That's maturity. That's growth. That's evolution. Others questioned it. Too calm, too rehearsed, too careful. But regardless of interpretation, one fact stood out. He refused. Escalation. Meanwhile, Pierre found himself navigating a different kind of storm. Unlike Iman, he wasn't emerging from a shared public love story. He was stepping into an existing narrative mid-chapter. His name attached to headlines. He didn't author. His image suddenly entangled in emotional context he didn't create. When Aaron addressed the speculation, his tone was restrained, measured, almost clinical. He redirected attention toward his work, emphasized privacy, avoided sensational language. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't reactive. In an era where outrage often equals engagement, calm can feel disorienting. Some interpreted his composure as confidence. Others viewed the minimalism with suspicion. Why not deny it outright? Why not be more forceful? But perhaps careful was intentional. Because anything louder might have intensified the storm rather. Then quieted it, and then there was Teyana. At the center of it all, and yet the most silent. She didn't rush to confirm or deny. She didn't post a long clarifying statement. She didn't clap back in comment sections. And in doing so, she shifted the power dynamic, because now the men had spoken. The internet had debated, and she remained still. Silence in the digital age is rarely empty. It becomes a canvas. Some interpret it as guilt, others as strength. Some as indifference, others as strategy. In this case, her silence functioned like a mirror, reflecting whatever belief the viewer already held. But beyond the names and the speculation, the situation revealed something larger about culture itself. It highlighted how quickly women's bodies become public property in rumor cycles, how an outfit can transform into evidence, how a glow can become confirmation. Pregnancy speculation attaches itself to women with startling speed, often without regard for accuracy or sensitivity. It also revealed how men are expected to perform emotion publicly, to either display her or demonstrate indifference. Neutrality often isn't accepted. Calm becomes suspect. Restraint becomes coded. And perhaps most striking of all was how little confirmed information actually existed compared to how intense the reactions were. No official pregnancy announcement, no formal relationship confirmation, no documented conflict. Just speculation layered over perception, layered over history. Yet the emotional impact felt real. Comment sections polarized. Supporters chose sides that may not even exist in reality. Brand conversations subtly shifted. Old narratives were resurrected and reinterpreted. Through it all, three individuals navigated a storyline largely constructed without them. Iman leaned into protection and maturity. Aaron leaned into focus and restraint. Teyana leaned into autonomy and silence. Each approach revealed something, not necessarily about the truth of the rumors, but about their philosophy toward public scrutiny. There's something deeply revealing about how people handle storms. Some fuel them, some freeze, some redirect them. Some let them burn out. What stood out here wasn't explosive drama. It was the absence of it. No messy back and forth interviews. No subtweet wars spiraling into direct confrontation. No public accusations escalating into spectacle. Instead, there was quiet tension, the kind that lingers. Calm can be more unsettling than chaos, Because when things don't explode outwardly, the pressure accumulates inwardly. It hums beneath the surface, unspoken but present. In moments like this, audiences become hypervigilant. They scan social media for clues, analyze expressions, decode tone. Every pause becomes meaningful. Every smile becomes strategic. But the deeper question isn't whether the rumor is true. It's why we feel entitled to resolution. Why we construct emotional arcs for people we've never met. Why we assign motives so confidently. Why we demand answers from strangers navigating private transitions under public light. For Iman, the moment underscores the complexity of life after a highly visible love story, growth under scrutiny, co-parenting in headlines, artistic identity intertwined with personal narrative. His composure signals an understanding that perception can outweigh fact, and that sometimes the most powerful response is refusing to perform. For Aaron, it's a sudden immersion into the unpredictable currents of celebrity discourse. Every appearance scrutinized, every word dissected, navigating carefully because missteps amplify quickly. For Teyana, it's the paradox of autonomy under observation, the challenge of maintaining personal sovereignty when every gesture is interpreted, choosing silence not as avoidance, but perhaps as boundary. In a world where every post can become a headline and every silence a theory, narrative control feels fragile. Yet one element remains fully owned: response. You can't control the rumor. You can't control the projection. But you can control tone, timing, escalation. Maybe that's the real story. Not whether a rumor is true or false. Not whether one man feels wounded or another feels confident. But how quickly we transform ambiguity into certainty. How rapidly we demand emotional transparency from people we don't know. How intensely we consume private transitions as public entertainment. But how quickly we transform ambiguity into certainty. How rapidly we demand emotional transparency from people we don't know. How intensely we consume private transitions as public entertainment. As of now, there has been no explosive revelation. No dramatic twist, just measured words, controlled reactions, and an audience still refreshing for clarity. Maybe clarity will come. Maybe it won't. Maybe the rumor will fade into the archive of trending topics we once obsessed over. Or maybe new details will surface and reshape the entire narrative. Until then, what remains is this: three public figures navigating change while the world watches through a magnifying glass. And sometimes the most dramatic element of a controversy isn't what's said. It's what isn't, so the question lingers: was this the final word or merely the calm before another wave? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain: the internet moves fast, emotional ripples move slower. And long after timelines refresh and new names trend, the weight of perception lingers, deeper, quieter, and far more complicated than a single notification ever suggests.